Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Start to Finish for the Stanley Parable 2. My name is Matt Bowyer. This is episode 6, I believe. And when I went to exit the game on Friday, this epilogue option was here. I was really hoping that it would remain there when I played next. As you can see, it has. What's going on with this? Many, many years later. Alright, this was a little unexpected. There were no survivors after the fourth wall went down. I feel bad that I'm enjoying this. Oh, hey. Hey, it's the room where... Actually, no. No, I couldn't see outside. This is the memory zone. We found the memory zone. And inexplicably a generator outside, keeping it going. What memory was so important that we had to keep this going? How did a generator survive? A little creepy back through here, which I imagine is the... Cookie Nine's blog reviewed the Stanley Parable 2, posted on April 27th. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teemed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fanbase. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting, a welcome reprieve. I do really like that our archives stop in November 2013 and then resume again in January 2027. And there was an update in September. Recent comments are from Go Guy, Piss Order 09999, 0999, I apologize, Boblin again, and the Go Guy. Oh, a protected post. I want to know what was on that protected post. That's where I came in. Is this what the generator was for? Is to keep that light going? Real web. Our categories here are tech, reviews, garden, animals, entertainment, and influencers. Or influencers. Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to a massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise. But a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Get on the green. Green drink. Our name buttons are what keep us going.
Jim. Stanley.
Ooh.
Jim. Jim.
Primarily Jim. I'm gonna press the other ones that are lit up.
Jim. Jim. Jim.
Okay, so there's one Stanley and everything else is about Jim.
Jim. Jim. Jim. Jim. Jim. Jim. Jim. Jim.
Good old Jim. This is the room of holiness. I love that it's 26 of 6. Oh. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Hi. Yeah, I'm happy to see you as well, I think. That's probably for the best. You knocked it out of the park. They knocked it out of the park. What nonsense. Yeah, you think they would have stopped making Assassin's Creed games. That seems difficult. Ow. We're going to turn this into Call of Duty, let alone Assassin's Creed. If they buy it, then it's you keep going. Put the slop in. Don't cling to the legacy, let it burn. Oh, God. Okay. You and me? What do I get paid? Stanley Parable 3. This time, it's personal. The Stanley Parable 3. It's either me or the Tuesday. That's great. I love it too. Okay. The Stanley Parable will never end. Yeah, you just put a new... it should just be the Stanley Parable 26. Like Matt. 2K26 you could even do. Yeah, let's do it. A new sequel every time we start the game. Do I get the achievement? Okay, the achievement machine is fixed. We need to go to the achievement machine. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. This comforts me in a weird way. I will. Yeah! Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. That made me happy. What else should I do? What have I not done?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I could go hit the achievement machine, but I don't quite remember where it is. I don't need the bucket. I believe in myself today. I feel like there's going to be more in the main game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nah, let's go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Sure.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, I don't really remember where all this goes. I may only did it the one time.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
There are 45 endings, I'm being told.
Left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Oh boy.
No, not the right.
So I know
Why
I've
would
done
I have
this,
ever said it was to the right?
but I wonder if there's more
What
that will
was
happen
I
with it.
thinking? It's clearly...
Should I bring the bucket down
Would you
here?
Hold on for a minute, please. Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all
Okay,
a spoiler.
I feel like I've done that. That didn't seem to be any different at all. Yeah, when do I want to be done with this? I don't know. I'm having a great time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What I need is like a Sporkle quiz where I punch in what I think I've done and it tells me what endings I've gotten. And then I get hints on what else I could do. Because I don't want to look up any spoilers. But I do have this very helpful chat that I can ask things of. And they can give me a hint. Or just any
No matter how
suggestions
hard Stanley
on
looked,
anything
he
else
couldn't
I
find a
can
trace
do.
of his co-workers.
A few of the computers are special. Okay. That's a hint. That's what I'm looking for. Hints. Well, that computer's just gone. Oh, can't go back that way. Maybe there are special computers. I can't turn any computers back on once I've turned them off. Weekly monitor how the mighty have fallen. See, it's always wanting input, and I give it input, and it doesn't do anything. What do you think? Alright, well here's what we're going to do, because I don't know what to do with that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I go left or right? I'm going to do what chat says. I'm going to outsource making decisions. You can steer me to a new ending if you are looking at them. Or you can just make me suffer and watch the same thing over and over again. Go backwards. I can't. Doesn't let me. Door don't open, and going backwards to it doesn't do anything. I do not have to comply with the tyranny of the boss's office door closing behind me and cutting off my retreat. Okay. Let's go do that. To my boss's office.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's 2 phones. Probably means this boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Amazing.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
It didn't let me leave. I wonder if I didn't do something right. I can't see a thing. Alright, well, I didn't do that successfully. Now I have a better idea of what I can potentially do. So, there are computers that are different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where did it go, though? Where did it go?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I gotta put more inputs in.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Could mean
Stanley
any number of
decided to
things.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
But I need the inputs. Every ending has a bucket variant. That makes sense. I would do that too.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
No, he didn't.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I do feel like the game is responding to what I'm doing. And I like that. It is not giving me any more inputs.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's try this
Yet there
again.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So it's in here, right?
Stepping into his manager's office, all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
You know, if
Perhaps
also,
he had
if my
simply
friends are
missed a memo.
punking me, that would also be funny.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
I can get cold feet about the lift in the warehouse.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna try this up here one more time. It feels tricky to do.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm sorry, this is the new memory zone?
stepping in.
Ha ha ha! What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? You're not gonna do anything. I live here now. Ah. Sepia tone. What? Uh-oh. What'd I do now?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
What did I do?
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the
I feel like I broke
new
it.
Ultra Deluxe content.
I feel like I broke something.
Wait, Stanley. I've just now realized. That bucket you're holding, it's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel. How did you get your hands on it? Isn't this the preview to the sequel? How do you have the bucket already? This makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I don't really know how I got here.
Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas for the sequel?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember doing that at all. You're seeing things all out of order.
Is that going to be a problem?
What order are all of these endings arranged in exactly? Oh, bloody hell, this game is far too complicated. Wait, so this means you must have already been to my exhibit on the Stanley Parable 2.
That's
because
true.
How else would you have the infinite hole, the gym button? Did you see them already? Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them. They're not even close to finished. How did they look when you saw them? Were they captivating? Were they exciting?
I mean,
Did they
I
fulfill
appreciated
the
it.
promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could possibly be? Had I figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game?
I'm gonna say no, but I appreciate that you tried.
Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, if the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it correctly. Yes, you carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to accomplish. The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it! I win! I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable. Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Thank you for taking the bucket everywhere with you, clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means I am victorious over the gamers.
Take that,
It is a
gamers.
sweet salve of victory on my soul. Thank you for enjoying the new content. The bucket is the Stanley Parable now. They are one and the same. There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket. I win, 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 I win.
Delightful. Delightful. Okay. We are here to backpedal again. I don't need you. And to find computers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
There are no computers here.
Feeling
I think
a
I
wave
have
of
to do this in
disbelief,
one
Stanley
playthrough
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping
because
he might
the
find an answer there.
input keeps
Coming to a
resetting.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sometimes you go in the bathroom to remember things.
The moment he...
Ha! Ha! I'm free! I'm free! I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere. All the doors have reopened. I mean, I can only go back. I can only go back. Back to where it all began. Back to the start of our incredible adventure. Back to these computers that are not giving me additional inputs. Oh, that's 4. Y'all are in for it soon. Whoa. Well, that's my office. Oh. I am now leaving? Escape pod bay? Excuse me? As if any of this is real. It said 760. Which we are not to yet. In the event of a fire, do not use the elevators. So I think that says 432 each time I go by, which is a little scary. Are there multiples? How many Stanleys are there? Yeah, it's 432 all the time. How many Stanleys are theirs? I can't see even a little bit. Hang on. Let me get back here and turn around so I can actually see where I'm going. Because I can't tell if I turn around 180 degrees. Okay. Ah! Red lights. Go to the red. Red means go. Driver's ed, they were teaching you the wrong stuff. I'm ready. Did it turn off? That was it? Ha! I died! I went to heaven. And I get to press buttons now. Heaven's nice, by the way. It's like bubble wrap, but there's a guy yelling at you. Oh, they're lighting back up. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. So, yeah, heaven's cool. So is this everything that happens? I gave you all the inputs. Button indeed. Is this the end? Is there anything else that happens here? Okay. Welcome to Buttons.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley
Come with
picked
me,
up the
buddy.
bucket
Let's
and
get out of here.
smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We gotta get out of here, you and me.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping in...
Aha! Come on, buddy. Let's get out of here. I'm taking you to the rest of the world. Have you ever wondered what it's like outside? Do you want to feel the sun on your skin, on your steel, your aluminum? The wind through your wooden handle cracks? Run away with me, Stanley Parable. Run away with me. Let's go. 760. It's not far now. I wonder how fast I'm running right now. This feels very fast. I appreciate it. Believe me. There we go. There we go. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I'm just gonna send you out, aren't I? Live, Bucket. Live. You have to go on without me. As long as you live, a part of me goes with you. There was only room for one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yay! The bucket made it! The bucket is free!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I refuse.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room.
It's a good room. Peace out.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
You are incorrect, sir. I will die. I really want to go out loading dock B do.
I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Give me a minute. Tell me. I mean, it's really high. I'm thinking those boxes might break my fall.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Great.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
But the input is just going to send me back to heaven. Replacement bucket. Come with me. Maybe with you I may yet live.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Foolish bucket.
Stanley took the door on his left.
What does the bucket know? The bucket knows not.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
But don't get on it.
Look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay. You've got a bucket. Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices? It's true. You can fall on a bucket from literally any height and survive.
I think you're bullshitting me.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me. Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, he didn't. He's free. He's free now. Come with me.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
There are no signs.
Unless,
Oh.
what if the problem is that you actually don't know what
That
is
is
a
what that
bucket
says.
and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Really?
Please, step in here for a moment.
Uh-oh. So you've adopted a bucket.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not.
I'm going to get
a
it completely
bucket.
wrong.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Great.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
I'm doing pretty
To be
well.
honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot.
I should have
Okay,
said
next
yes.
one.
You're wasting gas.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
God damn it.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Huh.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
No, it's not.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Buckets.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Alright, I feel like I got time for one more. Let's take the bucket
Where are
on
we
the
going
elevator.
Today, the bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't think this does anything. Nice. What a jerk.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for this. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
What if I took the bucket to
elevator
the
raced
exit?
downward, plummeting towards
the
an
escape.
unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would
I'm gonna
be
do
all
that
right.
instead, because I think
The bucket
mucking
is here
around
for
with
you,
this
Stanley.
takes too long.
Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Yep.
Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Oh no, we're going on a field trip.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
No, the bucket's gonna live on. Whee!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Oh,
To be
don't
sure,
get mad at the
it puts
bucket.
the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly
Alright, they got her
into
back
the
too.
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
We're gonna have a "this is your life" moment now with the bucket.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh my god. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind about what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of this euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. The stress bucket, an analogy presented without commentary. Oh, there's so much commentary in it. It just needs to be labeled debt. This is amazing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Yeah, well, fuck that noise. I'm getting that bucket. Check this out. Bucket! Bucket!
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Someone was following Stanley.
Ah!
He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Huh. I'm actually going to stop now, but I had to check and see if anything was said as a result of me having died. Well, that's going to do it for today. It's a lot of cool endings. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye!